I am Rapaport Stereo Podcast. will.i.am, LGP Qua. In the dope-ass studios with the modern bathrooms, the toilets that I think you could get like a California roll in those toilets, man. All right, but before we get into this, I have to ask you this in general terms, Will. The whole Fergie backlash, to see that happen, did you see that coming? And like, did you just want to like sort of be like, interfere? Because like, I didn't see that whole thing coming. And like, it was like, it took on a life of its own.
We all have things that we want to, execute. And the way you vision them in your head versus the way they're executed sometimes are two totally different things.
Right.
And the way that you get to executing them the way they are exactly in your head is your surroundings and, practice. And, surroundings and practice, right? Because your surroundings will help guide you to make sure that you execute them the way they are in their head and the way that you describe them to your surroundings.
I got you. And to me, that was such an indicative thing of the internet 2018 and how everybody has an opinion, good, bad, or indifferent, which brings me to my man here who got discovered. I saw you on Instagram. I don't know if it was Pete Rock's page. I don't know if it was, I mean, you know, when you started rhyming up there, people responded quickly, which is very 2018. It's like in 2018, like you could literally be like, I want to be a rapper. Be like, all right. You could literally get on the internet, spit some shit, and motherfuckers will find you. If you want to be an actor, I tell people like how to get an actor. I go, listen, if you don't have a break, get on fucking Instagram, do some monologues, motherfuckers will find you. So, Qua, when you started getting response on Instagram, when did you like? What did that mean to you?
Oh no, that meant a lot to me, especially the response I got back from my city. It was crazy. Country Cooking put me up. A couple rappers in my city put me up. Then celebrities start putting me up. It was a crazy feeling. Like it all was happening so fast.
Who was the first celebrity that retweeted you, reposted you, or put you up where you were like, oh shit?
The first celebrity that put me up, I think it was Pete Rock. Pete Rock.
That's pretty good. It's a pretty good hip hop celebrity.
If I'm not, but then again, it could have like
it was a few people. It happened so quick.
Yeah, it happened so fast. But
It's a good. Pete Rock's a good. It's a good start. So when did you see him, Will? And you know you've seen artists for year after year after year, going back to when people probably were handing you mixtapes, to mix CDs, to spitting in front of you. When did you see Qua, and what was it about him that stuck out for you?
So I saw Qua on Pete Rock's feed. I follow Pete Rock, but I've been following Pete Rock before Instagram. I've been following Pete Rock and his beats since, Pete Rock is CL Smooth and all of his tracks that he's produced for, A Tribe Called Quest and the Jump Around remix. Pete Rock's like one of my favorite producers of all time. So when I see the things that he reposts, I take heed. But even if it wasn't on Pete Rock's feed, I would have probably felt the same way Pete Rock felt about Qua if I had saw it just scrolling. And what I liked about it was flawless emotionally, lyrically, and then he had the squad around him and, seeing what people gravitate towards nowadays, to see a squad around just like a rapid fire, arsenal just hitting you with freaking quotables, and the delivery and the flow was ill. I'm like, wow, imagine if this dude had beats of his own though. Oh, hell no, I need to try to work with this cat. If I could do the same type of production that I would do for Nas or Hip Hop Is Dead or a Game like Compton, for this kid, oh, hell no. I need to get out that side of my production skills because I haven't really had somebody to force me to, to push me to produce that way since, a Talib Kweli track like Hot Damn, or you know, a Game or a Nas. There's that side of me that wants to just produce like that all the time, and that's how I felt when I saw that, you know, Qua on Pete Rock's feed. But then I'm like, well, that means Pete Rock's gonna produce them before I do. If I only could get around this dude ASAP. And so then I seen him backstage at an event that Nas was hosting.
You saw Qua?
Qua. I saw Qua backstage at an event that Nas was hosting. And I'm like, yo, what up, Nas? We need to get back in. Oh, that's Qua. And I'm seeing him in the corner writing rhymes while everyone was smoking and drinking and chit-chatting. I'm like, oh, nah. Like, what are the odds of this encounter? I was just talking about this dude 2 weeks ago. And here he is, the Lord Jesus Christ, Jehovah and Buddha and Muhammad and all the prophets made sure that our paths aligned.
And all right, so because I want to jump into this production thing, because you've done all sorts of production, and you know, like the joints you just did, the Compton joint for Game was a banger, and he even says, either you or Game says, yo, show him you could do that, and it's like that.
Oh no, yeah, that was Don't Trip. I did Don't Trip. That was 8 years ago. Actually, sorry, 12 years ago I did Don't Trip for me and Ice Cube. I ran into Ice Cube, was like, yo, let's work on a song. I had that on my hard drive sitting around for 12 years, bro. I got Nas joints on my hard drive sitting around. Got Michael Jackson joints.
Can you play one right now, like for the podcast? I'm just fucking with you.
I got Whitney Houston joints, Michael Jackson joints. I got a vault full of stuff because I just like to work.
Right.
Whether it's gonna come out, but every time I do like a pop song, because I'm a scientist, if I make a pop song, trust me, as I'm telling you, I'm going in like a scientist to try to figure out how to hit as many people as possible. And when I do that, to balance it off, I'll go and do me to keep my underground freaking Liquid Sword sharp. I'll go and do an obscure hunting for samples type of record with verses, murder verses, you know, lyrical freaking like metaphorical, you know, decapitators. I'll do a joint like that just to keep me brushed up.
I got you. So when you're aware of, like, this is a pop song, this is a hip hop song. The song that you guys just put out, which is a banger, Insomniac, is not a traditional clean will.i.am, Black Eyed Peas, the mega fucking world-stopping joints. It's a hip hop joint. It's dusty. It's dirty. It's grimy. Why that sound for him? And in this day and age, and I want to hear about this, in this day and age when we know production, especially in hip hop, because we could talk about lyricists being fucked up, but it all starts with the beats. In my opinion, even more so than the lyrics being fucked up in today's hip hop, the beats are all really fucked up. So that Insomniac beat, and you know, the way he's been presenting himself on Instagram, where it's like, you know, there is crew rocking around you, and like the first time I saw you, and then you wind up doing the self-destruction beat, like I was like, it immediately reminded me of self-destruction. Then I saw you rock over the self-destruction beat. So specifically with the song that you guys did, what was your mentality to sort of match where young Qua's doing his thing?
So let me name all the reasons why I like Kendrick Lamar. I like Kendrick Lamar not just because he's a lyrical mastermind. He made sure that he has a sonic, you know, uniform that goes with his, you know, his rhyme structures. And right there, it's a whole entire thought.
What does that mean, sonic, to layman's terms?
So when you think of Q-Tip's flow, there's a sonic scape that goes with it, and it matches perfectly. When I think of freaking Anderson .Paak, his flow and his sing-songy rap and his lyrics go with the sonic production. And whether or not you like, you know, people like, you know, spooky rap, what I call spooky rap is like, you know, haunted music thing. You know, it sounds like somebody about to die in a horror film type of beats. And that type of beat goes with the trap. The trap and the lyric, it all goes together. Whether you like it or not, that is a sonic scape.
I got you.
So when I hear LGP Qua, in my mind's eye, I'm like, oh shucks, I already see the sonic'scape to go with his, his rapid fire flow, the subject matters that he's talking about. He could have been, if this was the 60s, he could have been in The Last Poets.
Got you.
Right? If this was the 90s, he would have been hanging out with, digging in the crates. He would have been hanging out with all them cats. If this was, the early 2000s, I don't really know. Early 2000s.
Who the fuck knows who he'd be hanging out with then?
Yeah, early 2000s, he would have been hanging out with.
Who would he been hanging out with in the early 2000s? Some cool dudes
that's when things
without
got,
a record deal and shit,
no,
but that are
Jay-Z.
dope.
Jay-Z was ill in the early 2000s.
Okay.
He held it down
Got
for
you.
all the true school stuff.
Got you.
If this was like, late 70s, early 80s, if this was early 80s, he would have been down with, Melly Mel and them.
Got you.
Right? And when you think of Melly Mel and them, there is a sonic'scape.
I got
When
you.
you think of freaking Nas, you hear it. You know it's hands down.
Mm-hmm.
Early 2000s, Kanye. Early 2000s. Right?
Yes.
And early 2000s, Slum Village.
Got you.
Right? Early 2000s, Dilla.
Got you.
Right?
There you go.
Right? Dilla, early 2000s. Held
Got
it down.
you.
There wouldn't be a Kanye without a Dilla.
Yes.
There wouldn't be a me without a Tip and a Dilla. Right? But then there wouldn't be the Black Eyed Peas as you know it as a global group if it wasn't for Kwame, Kid and Play, Queen Latifah, Heavy D. So when you think of, hip hop, Heavy D is hip hop. Right? The theme song for In Living Color, there wouldn't be a freaking Jim Carrey if it wasn't for In Living Color. There wouldn't be a Jamie Foxx. There wouldn't be a J-Lo. In Living Color is hip hop as it gets.
Right.
Right? Black Eyed Peas is like that version of hip hop where you can hate MC Hammer all you want. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be at the Grammys.
I got
you.
you.
We wouldn't, people wouldn't see hip hop as like a world stadium selling form of music.
I got you.
So when I think of Qua, I'm like, oh shucks, I know exactly the sonic'scape to bring to this cat.
I got you.
Just like how like I said, when you think of Kendrick, the sonics complete the thought. And his sonics, but not only that, Kendrick's videos are ill too.
Right.
He's that artist. And who's the next? Who's in there like seeing the whole complete thought? And it's not about money here.
Mm-hmm.
This is like, yo, let's collaborate.
Mm-hmm.
Forget what the deal is. Let's just freaking make music right now. So I got my whole crew like, yo, we going to. So he when he did, because they showed me the verse to the song Insomniac, and when he showed me the verse, it was over party and bullshit.
Okay.
Right? He spit over that. So I'm like, I mean, that's a dope beat, but that's no matter what, I'ma always think of Biggie.
Right.
And I could find the original sample that he sampled. We could flip that, but I'm still gonna think of Biggie. And he did an Instagram post. He was about to do an Instagram post of him rhyming by the Hollywood sign. I'm like, yo, let me do a beat right quick. Give me 30 minutes. If I could do a beat in 30 minutes, let's go. So I went in the studio, did a beat in 30 minutes. And then from there, I was like, okay, I'm gonna finish it. Because right now, the blueprint of this sounds nice. So then I finished it that night, and I was like, yo, let's shoot a video ASAP. Called my camera crew and everybody was like, yo, let's go to Skid Row.
Just on some impromptu, no permits. We're going out there. We're shooting a video.
No, hell no. And when we went to Skid Row, people was like, hey, will.i.am, it's good to see you again. I know your aunt, she work at the homeless shelter. Because my family still over out in, right down the street from Skid Row. And you don't go to Skid Row with security guards. You don't go to Skid Row, making folks feel, smaller than they are due to circumstances. You go there trying to and connecting with people heart to heart, and they gonna give you the pass.
Mm-hmm.
Soon as you go there with police, then you put yourself at risk because they're like, oh, you think you better than us?
Right.
Soon you got to go people to people, and we did that. That was the most beautiful experience, bro.
That's dope. So, Qua, I told you. You look 15. You must get carded to get if you go in to get a piece like a pack of gum, they're gonna be like, well, what the fuck?
If I ain't in my city, it come with the territory.
So young MC, young rapper, how did you start rhyming? When did you start rhyming? Why did you start rhyming?
I always had a passion for music from day one. As coming up, I always had a passion for music. I always could recite anybody bar who I like, I could recite it like that. And the way I did it was like if it was mine. I I officially started writing like 2 years ago, like 2016. That's when I was, all right, I'm coming out. This is what I want to do. And I, you know, back and forth out of jail kind of slowed me up. But this time around, I got my mindset. I was focused. And then I just been going ever since.
And what sort of prompted you to start making these videos? And like, you know, what sort of, you know, instead of like just rhyming for your friends, like to put it out, were you doing it with the intention of like, y'all want someone to see it?
I did it at first. I did it in the intention that I just came back home from jail.
You ain't got locked up.
Yeah, I was locked up and I was upstate. I just came home.
Upstate in Philly.
Yeah, Philly. This was in Philly.
Okay.
I just came home, and I'm a rapper. I just wanted to get out there. But when I start rapping, like really rapping how I wanted to rap, then it was just, that was my thing. Every week, I do a video every week. Every week, let it build up. I'm coming next week, And then a certain week, November 15th to be exact, I dropped the freestyle about the Meek Mill situation and a couple other situations. And from there, the response was so crazy. The feedback was so crazy. It caught so many eyes and so much attention. Like, who is this young boy talking? How he talking? Like, what's going on? You see a group of kids out there with him too. So once that started happening, it was just like everything fell in line. Everything fell in line. Now,
cause you're so young and you look so young, and like I've heard rappers proudly say, young kids call them rappers. I do with fucking parentheses because I don't even think it's rap. Proudly say like, I never heard a Wu-Tang record. I never, and I'm like, that's like a basketball player saying like, yo, I never heard of Dominique Wilkins. Like, what the fuck? Like, you're proud that you never heard a Wu-Tang record, but your style and the shit that you're talking about is so, and I don't like this old school, like it's so classic, it's so true hip hop, but you're so young. Where is that coming from? Like, what are you fucking with? What do you like? What are you into that like it's so apparent? And I think that's why the Pete Rocks and the will.i.ams and all the other people that responded to you, and even like when I first saw you, I was like, this fucking young guy. That's what the fuck I want to hear. I'm not asking for fucking, you know, the solar energy. I want this. It's all I want. I just want a rapper to rap. I don't want to have to hear about, like, I mean, the shit that kids are saying now, it makes Cool G Rap and Polo seem like a PG movie. The vulgarity and the fucking drugs and the sexual. I'm like, yo, I've heard it all, but like, you're making me blush here. But like, when you come out, you're spitting shit, you're rhyming over old beats, you're hitting punchlines. There's a sense of humor and a consciousness. It's been so long. Yeah. I mean, it's been so fucking long, and I have no stake in the game. There's no money. I'm just a fan. And like, when I saw your video, I was like, that's it. That's what the fuck I want, and I'm not asking for that much. So where's that coming from when the majority of people your age, they're not rhyming like that, and they're not even listening to that shit, and they're priding themselves on, oh, I never listened to Biggie. I'm like, you should be, that's not something to brag about, that you never listened to Biggie. So where are your influence coming from at such a young age? That's a long-winded fucking question. Was that even a question? Jesus Christ. I get so upset about it, though. It really bothers me to my core as a fan.
No, I definitely can feel where you're coming from. But, you know, like, a couple kids this day and ever, they wouldn't know about the legends, like, before us. So what I do is, my technique is, I would like to incorporate that old feel when hip-hop was hip-hop, like the era of it, the essence of it, everything. But I just want to keep it still relevant to my era. So the best way to do that is to just put them both together. That way, you still being true to what you believe in with your era, but you still letting the OGs know, or the older ones before them, y'all, listen, you paved the way and I respect that. So this bring y'all that life back. And that's what I try to do. That's what every week, you know, I got one dropping this week, but.
Over what beat?
I can't.
It'll probably be out before this comes out. If you don't want to tell me, it's fine.
No. It's not. That's just, you know, sometimes you gotta come right. You know,
I got you. I know worries.
Come right. You know, but yeah though.
So you're trying to balance like the shit you love and also some of the current stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And it feel good when, you know, I knew I was actually doing something when my first video I watched of me in the classroom was in D.C. The teacher put me up for the kids in her classroom to play all that, and that that touched me. Then Drexel College, I went over there speaking to a couple board members, letting them know how I feel. I don't want to just be the guy that talk about what I want to do. I'm going to actually be the one that do it. And then went to the school. I went to my elementary school, did a lot of talking for the kids, and it's just like, I like to balance it out, though. I like to let the kids know it's cool. Like, it's cool to be a 9-to-5 working person. Like, you mean, oh, I don't pop perks. That's cool. What's wrong with that? That's cool to me. You good.
Right. That's
so,
what I really liked when I first met him.
Man,
was.
Yeah, and
he was just sitting there writing lyrics, and everybody, like I said, was smoking and drinking. And now I was just like, yo, Will, help yourself to some drinks. You want to smoke? I was like, I don't smoke. But the room was so filled with smoke, everybody was smoking, but I don't smoke. So I was like, hey, do you mind if I make a drink? And so I'm like, yo, you don't drink? You don't smoke? He was like, nah, I'm just writing my lyrics. I was like, yo, I really got to work with this dude because he's focused. I don't know why he was so focused, because most kids, they want to be about it, but they make excuses on their slack of focus. And, you know, it's 20 years. So the gap that we feeling from, like, you know, that true school era, that's 20 years ago, bro. It's equivalent to when Tribe was doing they stuff in the 90s. 20 years before that was 70s music, Roy Ayers. But Roy Ayers didn't produce Tribe Called Quest. 20 years ago, you were hunting for records, Herbie Hancock samples. Herbie Hancock was not producing for, you know, Mobb Deep and them, right? Or 20 years ago, people were you know, looking for samples in the 90s, and, you know, Donald Byrd did not produce Black Moon.
Mm-hmm.
They just sampled it. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, okay, 20 years ago, we started the Black Eyed Peas. I wish I could, and I'm not comparing myself to the Donald Byrds. I'm not comparing myself to Earth, Wind, and Fire. I'm not comparing myself to Kool and the Gang. But had I had the opportunity when I first started the Black Eyed Peas to work with those folks, would I have? Hell yeah. Mm. So I want to work with the folks that when I see the artists in Qua, I see myself when I was his age trying to come on. I'm like, oh, if I make a beat, he like it, great. If he don't, well, then I really got to push myself to make this dude like my beat.
How do you, Qua, have the confidence and the balls if Will gives you a beat and you might not want to rock over it, to be like, this not for me? Not saying it's whack, but like, have you gotten to that point where you be like, yo, that's a dope will.i.am beat, but that's not the dope will.i.am beat for me? You know what I mean? Because it's like you're working with, like, I'd be like, you know, like, oh, fuck, I don't know what the fuck. Yeah, okay, I'll rhyme over it. But if you're not feeling it, have you gotten to that point with this guy yet?
Well, good thing about that is I haven't gotten to that
Tell him
point.
right now. You told me outside he gave you a fucking beat that was trash. Tell him right now. Let's get that on the table.
No, that has to happen. Like,
tell him.
But
tell him about the beat he gave you that you thought was fucking whack. Let's fucking have this. Let's just get it out on the table. He told me you made him one fucking egg. He didn't want to rock over it.
No, but that kind of stuff, that's what causes that's the ingredients for awesome collaboration. When you're honest. Like, if he had a bar, I'm like, I don't think we'll ever get there, because he is on his A game all the time. And every once in a while, if you slip, it's not a diss. It's like, hey, I think you could do better.
Right.
So
not every shot goes in.
Real stuff. But the team
Steph
player,
misses shots.
A team, yeah, and he's dope as shit.
Right.
Right. Steph is incredible.
Right.
Every once in a while, he'll slip up on a 3.
Right.
But if you don't have a good team, then you failing. Then you my Lakers. And I'm LA all day. But I'm California too, and they got yellow in their uniform. So fuck it. I'm the Warriors.
Right.
But so same thing here. So, you know, I could use somebody to push me to improve. And he could use somebody to push him to improve, depending on where you want to go, bro. I'm the kind of person that if you say, yo, bro, you know, I like this, but I want to go everywhere. Oh, you want to go everywhere? Well, shit, I know how to get everywhere. Oh, you want to stay underground? Well, shit, I know how to stay there too. But if you want to go to outer space, my nigga, I got the spaceship. If you want to go submarine, I got a submarine. I got every weapon you could possibly think of. We just got to train.
So in this day and age, with a young dude with a young voice, and you having an understanding of historically what's popping now. How do you meld in between in the business sense of, all right, I don't want to make. Now, for me, I'm going to be happy, but who am I? I'm a 48-year-old purist. Like, if it's just boom bap bangers with a young kid, will that sell? Does it matter that it doesn't sell? Is it like, how do you sort of navigate that from a production standpoint in this day and age when the sounds are completely different than they were from when your original essence?
And that's what I like about Qua. Doing things to sell. And he would have been doing what you don't like.
Right.
Because selling, there's a certain sound that's selling right now. It ain't like when he finally came in a real studio to record, his first instinct wasn't like, yo, I need one of them records to sell. And that is, you got to salute that. You got to salute, like, I don't know if I can do what's selling right now. I don't know if my heart would let me do that. I can do it, but I don't know if I'll be happy.
Mm-hmm.
But I can do that.
I got you.
But you got to salute someone that comes to, a facility like this and keeps it 100 on what's in their heart.
Got you.
Because you could easily get dizzy like, well, can you give me one of them... you could really just lose sense of direction real fast.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's what I like about Qua. His sense of direction is pure. His true north is visible.
Got you.
And there's no cloud in the sky to take him off course. And it's my job to navigate, help him get to wherever he's getting, whether it's big or small, whether it's sharp or dull, whether it's, on fire, or I got to get him to where he wants to go.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I like about this collaboration is, I trust in him. He seems like he trusts in me, and here we go.
When was the first time you came into a, fancy studio? What was the first thing you recorded? And did it feel any different than, or how different did it feel than when you're rocking, for your people on the street or rocking at home when you're like, there's a mic, there's beats, it's like, playing ball, in the park or at the YMCA. And then you're like, yo, I'm in the garden. There's fancy shit. There's lights, there's fiberglass backboards and a 24. It's a different feeling. So what was that like for you? Where was that first time?
My first time going to a studio like that you just described was definitely Milk Boy in my city, Milk Boy Studio. It was crazy. I'm looking at 2 recording ones, a piano in the back. I'm like, oh, this is crazy. And it's crazy because I had all my guys in there with me. And it's funny because we did that, the Big Daddy Kane Raw beat I went off, we did that right in that studio. I felt like that was the right vibe, compliments to my manager. He kind of had something to do with that too. But we was just in there I was feeling groovy. I'm like, oh, let's go. We were just rocking in there. It felt crazy.
And what about with Will, with the Insomniac? Like, when you walk in here, it's like we're in fucking Star Trek land. Yeah. There's fucking studios, there's like shit being made, there's fucking clothing, there's speakers, there's Star Wars shit. There's all kinds of there's fucking seats, they massage you, there's toilets that, you get a shave after a shit. So when you walk in here and you're rocking in front of will.i.am, what was that like when you're actually properly recording a song?
It's amazing and incredible feeling because you really next to like someone who came in the game and changed it in their own right. So it's like I gotta make sure anytime I think of a son, like if I feel that beat he put on, I'm like, I gotta go. I can't play with this beat. I can't disrespect the legacy of the beat. That's just how you gotta think. And I'm gonna go. And being in the future, listen, the name is what it is. Like, this place is crazy. Like,
right.
This place is crazy. Like, but everybody here is just so like loving caring. Like, they just passionate about their work. Like, he got an amazing staff, amazing team, amazing all that. It's good being in here. So when you hear beats and you feel it and you comfortable in the building you in, it's like it was meant to happen. Like, we did this already.
So with your writing and your lyrics, and Will said the first time he saw you, you were writing backstage with Nas. Yeah. What is your process like? And are you writing to a beat in your head? And are you physically writing on a pad most of the time? Because, you know, I saw, it fucked my head up. I saw a Method Man, who obviously started writing before there were cell phones, on Sway, rocking off his cell phone. And I was like, whoa, just because he was rocking so lovely. But also I was like, Method Man put rhymes on his phone. So what is your process for actually getting these rhymes that are in your head out? And what are you rocking to? Or is it just like different situations? Like, are you rocking to a beat when you're writing, or are you just rhyming?
In order for me to take my phone out and start going to my notepad, I gotta like something going on around me, or I just heard something that's just like, and I gotta.
But is it lyric?
Is
it lyric or is it beat? Because I'm so curious. Because I can't rhyme, but I understand the music. But like, is it like? Are you just right? Is it like a flow, or is it like a thought? Like, is it like I want to get these words out?
Yeah, like it all start with the lyrics and not the beat. I don't write to a particular beat. I just write. And if I hear a beat, I'm like, oh, it go together. But my writing process, it always start off with a note I just jotted down. Like, you probably just said something in this interview the whole time and probably thought nothing of it, but I just kept it in my head like,
don't bite my lyrics.
You mean, oh no.
Don't bite my fucking lyrics, man. I know I spit. Don't bite my shit, Qua. No, so go ahead. But you like to physically write it down as opposed to text notes?
No, I got like three notepads that's filled up with lyrics. I used to always write them in the pad, and then while everybody in their phone and just taking it out, I'm writing it in the book, because I felt like that's how the ones who before me did it. Like, that's where it started from.
I got you.
So I got the feel for that. Then eventually I started going on my phone. So it's like, it's half and half.
And like meeting Nas, meeting will.i.am, talk to me about, like, you know, when people that you love, admire, respect, idolize become fans of yours. And who were those experiences with? Like, you met Nas. How the fuck did you meet Nas? And what's that like?
I met Nas in New York. We came out New York, and the first time I met him, we came in this building. Me and my manager, we came in the building. I'm like, oh, yo, that's Nas right there. Like, we went in the studio, we sat down, and we just busted up.
You were going there to meet him?
Huh?
Like, or was it you ran into him, or you were going?
Oh no, this was set up. This was scheduled to meet.
So how does that happen? Like, he reached out, like
his peoples reached out to contact my manager, and my manager said how they wanted to see us and present ourselves. Plus, we had a lot of stuff going on in New York that week anyway, so it was only right we go out there. And when we got in the building and we got in the stew, we just sat down, and he was just, I'm looking at him like it's crazy. I'm looking at Nas like I seen Belly 1,000 times. I'm looking at Nas right now, so it's like, whoa. Like,
you know what that feel? It's kind of magical though, bro. In a very simple way, it's magical. It's as if, imagine if this was a film. The swordsmen and master swordsmen are like, there's a young kid. There's a young one out there. And and there's no more swordsmen, because everyone's picking up, like, you know, weapons that, you know, you don't even have to have skills to kill. And, you know, the freaking legend swordsmen are like, there's one more out there. I want to meet him. Right? Some shit like that. It feels like, I'm like, when you're telling me the story of you meeting Nas and he reached out to your people, it's as if, you know, one of the, you know, the finest swordsmen heard that there's a young kid in the village that is still practicing the skills. And then a sword maker like myself, you know, is like, yo, I want to meet this young swordsman as well. Right? It just seems very fucking magical and freaking like on some like ill shit. Like, you know, the chosen one type shit. You know, the prodigal son type shit, where other lords of their craft or you know, there's whispers in the freaking Jedi Council that there's a young Jedi out there type shit. I got you. Shit fucking feels fucking awesome, though.
No, I know exactly what you mean.
Like, yo, there's another Jedi, nigga. Like, word on the street is, yo, check him out. This
you heard about
real.
This young dude who's like fucking tearing up planets and taking shit over.
Yeah, meanwhile, the freaking Empire ain't really checking for that shit. except for the Jedi Knights.
Right.
That got an eye out.
They could sniff it.
Yeah.
What is this real story? Because like you're just sort of popped up, and like it's so through the social media, which was started this whole conversation off. Jay-Z reached out to you to try to sign him. Is that true? Is that not true? Because from what I gathered, and I pride myself on not fact checking. This podcast, we pride ourselves on no fact checking. Mm-hmm. So fact check that for me. Did Jay-Z try to sign you? Did he try to sign you for $1 million? And again, how do you say no to Jay-Z if this is even true? And I see you smiling, so give me something.
Oh man, Jay never tried to sign me for $1 million and all that. That was just something that was floating around on the internet. But Jay reaching out to somebody offering him $1 million, that's Jay-Z. You gonna see him the next day, chips, all that. So no, that was just a friendly rumor that was on the internet.
When you see something like that and you're just like, are you like, what the fuck? Like, how did I get in the middle of this shit? Like, I would be flattered if that was this. So like, yo, Jay-Z tried to sign me and I didn't sign with him for $1 million. Like, that's fucking crazy, right?
Mm-hmm. Like, I took it, like, when I first seen it, I was even going like, oh, well, is it true? Like, I'm thinking of like, what they know that I don't know. But when I seen it spreading around on social media, it was crazy. I'm getting everybody asking me, yo, did he sign you? Did he sign you? No, but it was a crazy feeling. Like, I can't believe it. Like, how far I came from just 60 seconds. Like, to be put in the conversation with Jay-Z.
Say that again.
Like,
how many seconds?
60 seconds. Some of them not even 60, probably you 54, 55.
So for all the folks out there listening, if you in a fucked up situation and you don't know how to crystallize 60 seconds to fucking change your trajectory on what you're going to be in life, then your skills are whack. He crystallized 60 seconds that freaking ping-ponged and catapulted his career and his future to a totally different fucking potential. 60 fucking seconds, and meanwhile, motherfuckers is sitting around wasting 60 seconds fucking complaining about their past fucking 60 days.
It's real shit. It's
you know what I'm saying? Think about that shit.
It's an incredible forum.
They're complaining about their past 60 days, which is 2 months of fucking struggling and losing out on opportunities to crystallize 60 seconds to change your trajectory. That's powerful. That's why I said, say that again, 60 seconds? Nigga, like what? Imagine if you didn't do those 60 seconds. We wouldn't be sitting here right now. There wouldn't be this freaking, light at the end of the tunnel that's not a train.
Right.
Because most people are in that tunnel, they see that light. Nigga, that's a train though, right? You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's not the fun light you want to see. Yeah, the light's coming to you.
Yeah, and you're not walking. You like, we getting close. Like, how you getting close? Nigga, you ain't walking. That's a fucking train coming your way. There's a light at the end of the tunnel, bro, because you took advantage of a platform to crystallize 60 seconds to change your trajectory. That's freaking awesome.
So, because I can't get into your whole life, life and times, because we don't have enough time. So let me just ask you this. What would you like to see if I came back here to the will.i.am spaceship a year, 18 months from today? What would you like to see be going on in your life, in your career as an MC a year, 18 months from now? Forget 10 years, 20 years. Like if I come back next summer of 2019, I'm like, yo, you remember me? Remember me when you were just, just coming up? What would you like to see happen for you as a rapper, as an MC, and your life personally in the next 18, 20 months?
I would like to see my message and my platform like close to a household type name. Like I would like to see everything I stand for, believe for, and that I speak on is coming into fruition. Like I would like to be hopefully done a lot of collabos with some of the greats that I seen and admired coming up, and my parents seen and admired coming up. And like for the kids, I would definitely like to hopefully have something giving back, something crazy to them for the Boys and Girls Club or schools, all that, like be a part of all that. But my number one goal, personal life-wise, is just make sure my mom would never want for nothing, make sure my daughter would never want for nothing, and my family. Because when I ain't having it and I was down, they definitely made sure that I wasn't wanting for nothing.
That's dope.
You give it back to, give it back to how you receive.
That's dope. And Will, for him specifically with his career as an MC, a rapper, because true MC, true that, which is a word that's like, it's like so fucking distant now. What would you like to see for him, with his career and keep things going to manifest it into the next level?
For him to make a giving out of his craft, not a living.
What do you mean?
Well, so if he is successful to the point where he is giving, then boy, is he making a living. Because most people just make a living and ain't giving shit back. And we got enough of that. So if he's making a living to the level to where he's making a giving, then damn, he's really making a living, bro. And there's room for that. There's thirst for that. There's hunger for that. People want that. And, he's the lyrics and the things that he stands for, attract that. He's a magnet for that. And if I could be a part, an instrument to making that happen, then, I'd love to assist on for him to be able to make a giving out of his career. And that looks like this. It looks like, I see a Qua shoe. I see a Qua, something on Netflix where it's talking. I love documentaries on Netflix. And I want to see a Qua documentary on the ills of Philadelphia 4 years from now. I want to see Qua between now and 4 years from now. I want to see, every month he's hitting me with some awesome music, some stuff that's deep, some stuff that's just like I just want to zone out to Qua. I want to see Qua at Staples Center. I want to see Qua. I want to see the youth wearing Voice of the Youth, attire. I want to see Qua. I want to see books. I want to see Qua do a prison tour. I want to see a Qua do, talks at colleges. I want to see Qua do like a college tour. I want to see Qua. I want to see Qua in Brixton. I want to see Qua in Zone 26 in Spain. I want to see Qua rock with somebody in the favelas of Brazil on the illest freaking funky beat on some hip hop and Brazilian dirty grimy music. There's an ill MC in Brazil right now in the favelas that I want to connect Qua with.
Gotcha.
I want to see Qua work with somebody from South Korea. I want to see Qua work with the Asian dude. Oh shit, what's his name? I want to see Qua work with somebody from the Southeast Asia ghetto MC. I want to see Qua work with somebody from some village in China. Even though they banned hip hop in China, I want to. That's happening right now.
Right.
Boom Nami. Here's the Boom Nami. I love that dude's podcast. There's now in 2022. Between now and 2022, Qua has an opportunity to build a huge career. Kendrick Lamar is proof that conscious music is needed in the world.
Right.
So Chance the Rapper, I want to see Qua do for Philly what Chance did for Chicago.
Got you.
Right? And Common and Kanye kind of paved the way, but Chance executed it in ways that I would have thought Kanye would have.
Right.
But I could see Qua, I want to see a freaking Qua Roots project.
That would be stupid.
You know what I'm saying? I want to see.
You with Black Thought.
What?
Philly's in the house.
Come on. All right, you know what I'm saying? I want to see Qua.
We get Spoonie G to come out and rock some shit too over that PSK beat. That's the shit you gotta rock over that PSK beat.
I want to see Qua. I want to see Qua rock with I want to see I want to see freaking DJ Premier and Roy Ayers Qua record.
I like it.
Awesome collaboration.
Can I pre-order that shit?
Huh?
Can I pre-order that already?
Right. I mean, come on, bro. I could on some conscious stuff. What I want to see Qua do like a project at Carnegie Hall with the Last Poets. What? Why not?
Right.
Between now and 4 years from now.
Right.
Like just vision out, vision board, blah, 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 execute, right? And then by 2024, there's an awesome, like you get to that Qua book. You get that Qua book on, for all the folks that are in and out of the system and no way to, no guidance on how to like stay on course. It's needed right now because most folks, they come out the system and they brag about being in the system and there is no jobs for them. They can't vote. They really in a fucking tight spot. I know because family members, and that's the reason why I salute and look what he was able to crystallize in 60 seconds. Like, yo, that means there is a void to fill for that. And, sorry, I just put a whole laundry list what I want to see. Good luck executing that shit.
You got a lot of shit to do.
But we can do that shit, right? I'm just saying, you throw that shit out there, I'm a freaking, I put dream boards up and then a squad around it to try to execute the dreams.
I like it. All right, listen. Qua, wait, I got to ask you the most important question. LGP Qua. LGP stands for?
Let's get paid.
Let's go. All right, I am Rapaport Stereo Podcast. I wish you nothing but luck. Keep doing your thing.
Thank you.
I respect it. I appreciate it, and I can't wait for the, the rest of your stuff you're doing. And Insomniac singles out, shot with no permits. I hope they don't come back to get that for you. At downtown LA, I am Rapaport Stereo Podcast. LGP Qua, will.i.am. I appreciate you guys rocking with me. I appreciate it. I really do.
Thank you. Bro.
Thank you.